Hey snake people, before we start this episode, I just want to remind you, as always, I'm not a professional. I'm not a native Florida hunter. I am not a biologist. I am none of those above things. I am brand new to snake hunting. I only started January of this year. I am very much in the early stages of my hunting career, at least Florida hunting. I am a hunter back home in Canada. I have been hunting since I was a child, but that is a completely different environment. I am very much new to the Florida Everglades, the Florida swamps, to Florida reptiles, to the Florida environment in general. What you're about to watch, the episodes that you're about to film, I had been filming from the early days of my hunting, so I hadn't even met my mentors and my teachers that I am hunting with now. I wasn't even a part of the groups that I'm hunting with now. So a lot of the stuff you're going to be hearing me say is much before I met all of the guys that I'm working with now. So you're going to hear me making a lot of mistakes. I'm going to be referencing things that probably are going to make you laugh, and you're going to say, oh my gosh, that's not even what he's looking at, or he's talking about the wrong thing. I know that. I recognize that. But laugh along with me, laugh at me, learn with me. But that's what you're seeing. This is what season 1 is all about. This is me learning. This is me python hunting. This is me recognizing how to become a python hunter. So that's why I'm showing you guys this. And that's why I'm giving you this heads up. So yeah, like I said, take chances, make mistakes, get messy. Let's go. So welcome to my second episode of python hunting that I'm going to be posting on YouTube as a full episode instead of a live Instagram feed. That way everybody can watch it at their own pace as a full episode and watch the whole thing. This episode I am hunting from a spot that I found as a random location, actually. I was out replacing some of gear that I broke, and I met a lady, and she gave me a tip on a spot that she knew was infested with python. So I went immediately to that spot. It was about 45 minutes away from where I live in Port Charlotte. I went immediately to that spot. I got to that spot, and what do you know? There was a truck broke down in that spot with a couple. So I approached them and I said, hey guys, how you doing? You seen any python in this area? They're like, nope, no python today. There's nothing here. There's a couple of rattlesnake over there. And they asked me if I could give them a boost. And I said I didn't have any cables. They had cables. So I boosted them, and they said, we've got a big ranch that is about 5 miles from here. And in the ranch, it's got 100 acres. And way back in the back of our ranch, there's a lagoon. And the lagoon is apparently infested with python, and we think it's taking birds. We lost a dog back there, and we had 50 birds at one time, and we got no birds living on the ranch now. So they wanted me to go check out the ranch lagoon. So they let me take my truck all the way to the back of the fields and then hike into the lagoon. So I've done that, and here we are. I found the lagoon by dumb luck because no one would come out here with me. And let's see. How do I flip my camera around? I don't know if I can do it. Oh shit, my camera's getting a little hot. I gotta cool my camera down. Ugh. Ugh. I need to hydrate, and my camera needs a little hydration too, my phone. This is the lagoon right here that we were talking about. I'm going to hunt here for about 45 minutes. I've only got 45 minutes because I've got dinner to go to tonight. And I am way the hell in the middle of absolute nowhere.
I'm going to show you up here first before we start hunting. I did get a new python hook. It's pretty cool. We're going to go look up here. Ooh, that's deep. Where I saw the python nests before I actually start hunting. So look at it up in here. You can see all this flat land. But here's where it is over here. I'm going to go over here a little bit. Look at this over here. Python nest. Right here. That's where they've been sleeping. And over here. There's a really good one over here somewhere. And python trails right through here. Look at that big python trail. Big python trail. Big python nests. Big python nests all up in here. There's python here somewhere. We're going to find them. We're going to try to find them anyways. There's not a lot of water here. It seems to be all drying up. But if there's python here, we're going to find them. It is not the right time of day to be finding python. And it is 90 fucking degrees. It's not a good time, but we've found a really good location to look for python. And the lady said I can definitely come back and hunt this area if I found good signs of python. And we have found good signs of python here. It's good solid ground. Great spot for python hunting. Oh, and it stinks like python too. Woo! Oh God, does it ever smell like python. We're gonna head back over here because there's water over here. It's real nasty over here. We got the snake charmer with us today. As you can see, snake charmer. She's with us, as always. Python boots, or sorry, rattlesnake boots. They are anti-rattlesnake bites, so if I accidentally step near a rattlesnake and they try to strike, they were going to strike my boot, and I will be okay. Ooh, this is getting ugly back here. There are python here. There's a python track right there. You can see it right there. And it's stinky. Real stinky. Ooh. Real stinky. Huh. Lots of python action back here. Ooh. This is python heaven. It's also gator country back here too. That's a little bit deep. I don't want to get too in there because that's gator country. And there's also gator tracks. So that's deep. And that's, I can't get out of there if there's a gator in there. So I gotta stay out of the gator territory, because there could be a big one in there. I gotta stay in the shallow water where I can see gator. Ooh, messy, mucky. mucky, 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 mucky. I can smell them again. What's that? Nothing. That right there and that right there looks like a big python bed, and another huge, huge python bed. They dig right in and they sleep in that mud just like that. That's a massive python bed. That thing's got to be 15 feet. 15-foot python bed. It's a massive, massive python bed. Let's go this way a little bit. There's got to be a python here somewhere. Huh. There is a huge python somewhere around here. We're gonna hunt for another 15-20 minutes or so. I'm an hour away from my house, and I gotta be at dinner by 4 o'clock, 4:30 at the latest. I bet he's in here. I bet he's in there. Is that him? This is not the right time of day to be hunting, but there's a, that's nothing. There are big python out here. Something in here. What's that? Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna head out of this area. We're gonna do one more hunt on the other side, just because I do want to do a walk around through that river before I leave this area. So we're gonna quickly head back. I'm gonna talk to Wendy, who's the lady who let us into this area and hunt, and let her know that there are big python back here. I'm gonna take some pictures of this. So we're gonna end this.
I'd like to take some time and talk about the pictures I took here and the video that I captured of these spots, these sleeping spots that I captured. I only ever found them once, and they disappeared very quickly after I hunted this area. And I hunted this area many, 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 many times. Now, there's probably experts watching these videos, and they probably know exactly what they are. And I showed these pictures to many people, and from probably obvious guesses, we're probably all going to say that they're not python nests. And I think we all are probably pretty sure that they're not that, as my first guess was. But that was my first encounter with these pits. And I think everybody can probably say that they were probably made by either boar or probably most likely the large alligator that lived there, because we do know, I have seen them, that there's probably a 10-foot gator that lives there. I saw him. I saw a 7-foot gator that lives in there. I did see a python that lives in there. There's a 7-foot python that lives in there somewhere. I didn't see him till the end of my trip there. There are some other pythons that live in there, but one other option that could be is what Wendy and I have been discussing for quite some time. And if you're a follower of the Python Hunter show and the Python Hunter streams and some of the Python Hunter YouTube clips that I've showed that's not on the video that are already up, and some of the other things, is the skunk ape. And you know that I am a big lover of the skunk ape. Wendy is a big believer in the skunk ape. And we think that it is possible that there is a Myakka skunk ape. And as soon as I started hunting that area, those big circles disappeared very quickly. We believe that the skunk ape may have been living out back in that spot. Wendy lost a lot of animals back there. Those were huge circles. The dogs were fighting a couple of times something very big, and she has big dogs. You'll see them in some of my episodes. So we think maybe, just maybe, the skunk ape was back there, and I might have scared him off. You'll see in some of my other episodes I do have some encounters with what I think maybe was the skunk ape. So we think maybe that the skunk ape was living out back there, and I might have scared him off after my very first hunt, because I never, ever, ever, after this episode, which was my first hunt out back there, ever saw any other traces of what could have been a skunk ape living out back of Wendy's property. So if you're ever interested in more of the skunk ape, you can head out to Everglades City. Just east of Everglades City, you can see the skunk ape headquarters, and go learn more about the skunk ape.
So we've returned to Crane Park, where we met Wendy. So shout out to Wendy, who has let us openly return to her property to hunt python whenever we want. So we returned to Crane Park. We're going to be looking for python along here. They're supposed to be littered in this area. Not really sure where they are, but we're going to take a look and see what we can find. This area is supposed to be tons of python in this area. Tons of python. We can see nice and deep in here, so we can see them if they're in here. Doesn't look like anything in here. snake charmer's getting in my friggin' way again. Tomorrow we're going to buy a new holster for the snake charmer, because it is pissing me off. Keeps digging into my leg. It's a good spot for python. Real good spot. Problem is, how am I going to get down there if we see one? I need water waders. See, we're way up nice and high. Nice and high. But there's also rattlesnakes in this area, of course. And water moccasin. And fucking everything else that's nasty in here that we don't want to catch. Bastards. Not what I want. Yes. Lots of little fishies. Young guy said back there that he saw some water moccasin. Today's the perfect day for them to be chilling in the water. That branchy stuff would be perfect for them right now. Water's flowing this way, so they would love to get wrapped up all in that stuff right there. Don't see anything in there though. There's a few nice, real nasty ponds. They might not like this moving water here. They might be more interested. There's 2 ponds I want to check out over there. Check the other end of the river, and then we'll go check the ponds. See what the ponds are like. Down here a little bit, maybe. Something down there. It looks like just a stick. If they're anywhere, they're in that little pond over there. That's what she said, or the pond over there. You can see long ways here. Be easy to spot them in the river. They're probably not in the river themselves. Nothing along here. Not even any tracks or anything. Trails, I mean. What's up along here? Anything? Nothing. Nah. Oh, there's one right there. There's a trail. Let's see what that trail is. Nope. That's just quad trails. This is all just ATVs and stuff. No python tracks at all in here. It's too much shit going on here. It's too busy in here. I don't think there's pythons in here. It's too much activity. That might be a python trail right there. Right there, you can see right there, that might be a python trail. These are all birds and shit. Not really sure what that is. That would be a toy, I think. That is definitely a toy. It's too deep. Let's go up the river a little bit. It's a good spot for python right now, though. If they're here, they'd be in the river. And it's nice and clear, so I can see gator if the gator are here. Nice and cool. Thought I smelled python. That could be python, or it could just be a kid digging. Hard to say. Oh, it's kid digging. You can see the fingers here. Fingers. and hose. Walk up this way a little bit more. What time is it? How are we doing for time? We have... We really should be leaving soon, but I really like this area for hunting. So we're gonna hunt for a little bit longer. We're gonna walk up here, and then we're gonna hunt those 2 little ponds. And then we're gonna head out because I really need to be back for dinner no later than 5 o'clock. I'm already gonna be late. I was supposed to be ready for dinner by 4, but 4 was to play cards from 4 till 5, and I can get away with not playing cards. I cannot get away with not eating dinner. Holy shit, what's that? Oh, it's just wood. See what's up over here. And then I'll be python hunting at 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, so yay. Yay me, the python hunter. I better make some big money for this weekend. All right, I'm not making any money for it. Just getting lots of followers. And by lots of followers, I mean none. But I'm having lots of fun doing it. Nothing. Really what you need to be doing is hunting past that gate up there. I don't have time to do that today, but the snakes can get past that gate. No problem. The gate's more for the gator. Okay, let's go hunt these 2 little pools. These are the pools where she said that they actually are. She said they actually live in them. They are super small. I don't know how anything could live in them, but she said they live in there. Let's go check them out. And after we hunt these 2 pools, we got, I don't know where one is. First one's somewhere way the hell over here. Sorry for being so bouncy. If I had a camera person, that would be fantastic. Unfortunately.
So I just want to take a few minutes to talk about Myakka City. If you see Myakka City here on the map, it's right dead smack in the middle of nowhere. To your west, you've got Sarasota. To your south, you have Port Charlotte, where I live. Deeper to the south, you'll come across Fort Myers. Much further to the south is Naples. To your southeast, you'll get to the Everglades. Way to the southeast is Miami. Much further north, you'll have Tampa. Surrounding Myakka is all swamps. So you've got all kinds of wildlife in there. There's all kinds of different snakes. You've got your cottonmouth, your rattlesnakes. There is some python there, but there's not a huge breeding population of python there, so there's not very many. But I have come across a few through my travels in Myakka City, but not a lot. There's not a breeding population. Lots of gator. There's bobcats in there. There's all kinds of wildlife. So that's where I really spent a lot of my time learning how to hunt, because it wasn't super dangerous like the Everglades, but it was a good learning experience. This is the central hub for Myakka City. This is where everybody gathered. It's the gas station / corner store. This is where everybody would sort of meet up at some point. If you ever needed to find somebody or you were trying to meet up with somebody, come to the corner store and that's where they would be. So you just sort of, at any point, you just come to the corner store and the other person would just somehow be there. So I spent a lot of my time when I wasn't hunting at the corner store, and lo and behold, I'd meet whoever I was trying to meet. It didn't really matter who I was trying to meet. They'd be there. So I spent a lot of time there just hanging out. I don't drink very much, but if I ever did want to have a drink with somebody, that's usually where it happened. For those of you who follow my show and my podcasts and my Instagram lives and my Instagram videos, you know I have a chicken. His name is El Pollo de Centenas. He lives in Myakka City with my good friend Tom. We spent a lot of time there. Tom lives not too far from the store there. I met him there as well. So yeah, that's Myakka City in a nutshell. So yeah, if you ever are in Myakka, you must check out the Myakka Corner Store. Myakka also has a Dollar General. There's a feed store, and that's really all it is. The park that I'm about to explore is another central area of Myakka. It's right next to the corner store, and it's a good spot where people just go and hang out. Families go there and chill out in the river. They just swim and do other things in the river. So yeah, it's a cool little town. There can't be more than 1,000 people that live there, and it's just a cool little place to hang out. So yeah, I made Myakka my second home while I was down there hunting. And once I get back, it'll be my second home again.
Here we go. We're at pond number 1. This is one of the dirty ponds where there's apparently python all inside. I have no idea how I'm going to hunt in this. I guess the objective is just to walk around it and hope I see one swimming around. Because really, I'm not going in that. Not a chance am I going in that. I don't care how deep it is, because I got no idea what's in there and how deep it is. So we just walk around it and hopefully see one swimming, I guess. And there is definitely none swimming in there, so that's a big fail. So this site was a no-go. So now we're going to pond number 2, the actual pond where she said I should be able to see python. I'm starting to disbelieve this tip, but luckily we met Wendy, and Wendy was cool as hell, and Wendy led us to a 20-foot python bed, and she definitely has python on her property, and Wendy said we can hunt there anytime we want. So Wendy, you're awesome. We like Wendy. So this tip gave us at least one good thing today. We like Wendy. And that little river there was a cool little swimming spot. So we saw the people there sitting in the river just swimming, and I guess we can do that at home in the pool though. We don't have to drive 45 minutes to sit in a cool little river. We can do that at home. You can snake hook this glass though, help clean the environment. Find the garbage. This is spot number 2, where we are supposed to be able to find python. And I don't know if python can hold their breath or what. Not really sure. I didn't learn that yet. Not sure what that is. I gotta use this. What in the shit is that? What the shit is that? It is a plastic bag. Well, we cleared another thing from from this. Somebody got pulled out, it looks like, with a tow rope. And they left their tow rope behind. Do not see any pythons in here. Hello, python. They're just well, this was successful and unsuccessful all at the same time. Just gonna take one more walk around here, see if we can find anything, but it doesn't look like we're gonna find anything in this beach here. There's definitely nothing in here. There isn't even any signs of python in here. And if they are not coming up. I don't know how long a python can hold its breath for, but they are not coming out today. They are definitely a night creature today. So goodbye. We had some cool finds today, but again, no python.